retweets in the past? Because they need to see it too. Huh? Like, you can turn off people's retweets. Like, if they're retweeting entirely too often, you could be like, I don't want to see your retweets on my timeline. Miss me with your retweets. Oh, so, wait, the stream's on now? Oh, okay. That was CJ walking through the stream video right there. Shout out to the girl in the beanie. You know what I'm saying? Burgundy beanie. Is that like a raspberry beret? Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple of them just in my pocket. They right here. Couple of them. Makeup break. Katia, can you call my makeup person really quickly, if you will? Okay, that's fine. Oh, do I? Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I got my Music Soul Child hair on today, so you know what I'm saying? So I'll go. We work it out. How are you?
Hi. Nice to meet you, Iggy.
Rolling?
I'm going to count you down for the third time.
Oh, okay, you're counting me down for the third time. Okay, it's cool.
I'm just going to keep it behind my head. I do have hair, though.
You keep one in the back, one in the front?
I do, and one's fucked up.
Oh.
I'll just make sure I'm like this.
It's all good. You got people for that, though.
I do. Where is he?
I don't know.
That's cool.
Tia? Wait, can we have a discussion about this before we start?
Mm-hmm.
Vegemite is not delicious.
I know, but I've just endured it for so long. I've deluded myself.
Like you just had it when you were a kid and just whatever. They're gonna keep feeding it to me. I'll just.
Well, I feel like there's so many things in America that I feel like that with you guys. Like, just to let you know, syrup and eggs, it's fucking disgusting.
Wait, syrup on eggs?
Yeah.
I don't do that.
So many people do that in America. I'm like, hey.
Okay, so we've done this before. Your camera's on this
Yep.
side this time, and then DC, your camera's
Hey, that guy.
then the main shot right here is from this middle.
No. Countdown? Sure.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shout out to everybody out there watching live on the stream right there, KMEL.com. Your man DC, I'm hanging out with you. Iggy Azalea's in the building.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm well.
Okay, running around. I saw you were on TV the other night doing an ill performance.
Yeah, I was. It's good to be on TV.
It is good to be on. We're on
Trying to
TV
sneak
now,
in.
kind of.
Kind of. Internet TV.
So, Fancy's the brand new record.
Yes.
Okay. I like the video. You did the whole Clueless theme with that.
Thank you. It's always nice when someone with a penis still likes Clueless. It doesn't happen often.
Listen,
so thank you.
I do have a penis, and I really love Stacey Dash, so there's 2 reasons why I really love Clueless.
Okay,
and you just did the
enough.
whole hype,
Cool.
so I mean, there's 3 reasons now
All
that I
right.
should absolutely love it. But the theme was dope. You know what I mean? I really like the way you guys put it together.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that.
It's
We
real
had
fresh.
fun doing it, so I'm glad it kind of translated and that people were feeling it too.
Okay, that's what's up. The new classic is the new album you got coming out right now.
I do, yep. It's on pre-sale at the moment, actually, which is cool
Okay.
because it makes it feel real.
What do you mean?
Because sometimes, like, when you put out an album date, it can get pushed back. And so when it's on pre-sale, you know it's cemented.
Right.
So it makes it feel real.
Yeah. But
which
you've
is
had
cool.
an EP out before, though, right?
Yeah, but
that the
I
same
don't know
thing?
if I really count. I don't know. I always say I don't count that because it was just like something that my label decided to do, and it was singles of my album that is on my album that's about to come out. So I felt a bit weird about that because to me, I feel like an EP, an extended play, that's sort of something that should live solely on that.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, conceptually, these are just my singles that are part of this body of work. So I feel a bit weird kind of like masquerading them as an EP.
So with this whole album, though, this is what you envisioned from the beginning. When you were making all those songs, this is what you really
Yeah,
saw.
all my singles, this is that body of work, definitely.
Okay. So the first record, the first mixtape was Ignorant Art. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So from there to the new classic, like, how do you feel like? Do you feel like you've changed as an artist? You've grown?
Yeah, I've changed. I've changed as a person too. it seems way longer than 2 years ago, actually.
So who are you now that you weren't 2 years ago when you put out
Who
Ignorant Art?
am I now? I don't know. I think I'm more thought through in the things that I do.
Okay.
And I think I was a bit like kind of quick fire. Like I got very emotional and I just kind of vomited stuff out, which is good.
You mean on record or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
As well, but now I think, I don't want to say I'm contrived, that's a bad word, it has a negative connotation, but I do think more about the things I'll do. I think about how they'll work and who they're for, and I think I'm more business minded about things and how they work now than what I was before. I think who something's for collectively, and before I just kind of was just like, bleh.
So,
and that's difficult when you say like, am I allowed to say B-I-T-C-H?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, if you say
sure,
bitch
sure.
like 47 times on a record, it's really hard to get it on the radio. So I've learned that.
Yeah, but your first record was the P word, right?
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, the having the P word record, it's a little hard to get on the radio.
How do you do the clean version to that?
I mean, you just put a bunch of meows in it.
Difficult.
Well,
that sounds like an ad for cat food. They'll be like, why do they keep pushing this cat food so hard on the radio today?
But that song got you so much attention, though.
Yeah, it did. So everything has its time, and everything has its place and its purpose, and that's part of growing. I think you can't come out the womb being like a philosopher. You have to go through stuff and experience it, and every experience has its purpose and it's important. And so I love Ignorant Art, and I love pussy, and I love that I did those things, but you have to grow with it too. You can't spend your whole time making songs like that, or you haven't evolved as well, and that's bad too.
So speaking of evolving, your dating life has evolved.
Yeah, it's evolved.
And it evolved from social media?
Yeah, sort of, technically.
How's it sort of? Because the way I heard it was you and your dude met through a DM.
That's not true.
That's not true?
No.
So how did it happen?
What happened was he said that I was his woman crush.
Okay.
And we have a lot of mutual friends that know us both really well. And so they said, hey, Nick wants your number. He likes you, and he didn't realize that this person that he didn't know I was friends with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can hook you up. Oh, that's your woman crush?
Were you juiced about that, though? Because sometimes those situations kind of... No, I mean, initially, when somebody came at you and was like, oh, some guy is like talking about you on the internet, were you like, I don't know if I want to really interact with cuz, or...
Kind of, I don't know. I was like, I mean, he's cute, but he also is a basketball player, and I don't know about that. I really don't.
But
I still don't know about that.
I mean, but it's working for you so far, though.
So, so my friend said, hey, we're having this like get together thing at the house with a bunch of friends, like a barbecue type situation. Yeah. And I was like, cool, I'll come to the barbecue and I'll see how it goes. And I guess it went well.
So you got set up.
Yeah, basically. It wasn't like sort of. I mean, it wasn't like random, like Thug Girl 22, like, hey, what's up? I want you in me, like on DMs. It wasn't exactly like that.
No.
But it did involve the internet.
Okay, that's what's up. So going back to the record, what's something else that's on the new classic that you're like, after you get fancy and you really like that joint, like what's something else that you really want people to hear that tells your story? Because your story comes from Australia, your story comes from moving here as a young person and kind of not really knowing anybody. Like, what's your story on the record?
My story on the record, I don't think it's not that far back. It doesn't go that deep.
Yeah.
Work's kind of the only song where I really kind of like delve into moving and stuff like that. Most of it's sort of about, I guess most of my album stems from sort of my experience of having a record deal fall through and then having kind of a relationship fall through and then like dating new people and those sorts of kind of things those were the main things I went through in the last 2 years. And I don't necessarily specifically like talk about it. I don't have a song like, why did you leave me in a scope? Like that's not on the record,
but you get to kind of mention it though.
Sort of like it's just mainly like my emotions or how I feel about it in a way that I think people can relate. I don't want to write songs like that because then other people that have normal lives are going to have a hard time kind of seeing how it affects them or how it can be relatable. So it's kind of a little bit generalized, not too generalized, but that's sort of the time period, I guess, that I wrote the songs and what it's sort of about.
So who does Iggy Azalea make music for? I know you don't want to alienate anybody specifically, but I'm saying like your records like I got the bangers, I got the club joints. Like if you're in this type of area or whatever in your life, like who do you want to inspire with your joints?
I definitely think that kind of they're just for young people that like kind of all kinds of stuff. Does that mean everyone?
Young people who like stuff?
Is that everyone?
It's about everybody.
Young to middle-aged people who like things.
Exactly. And that's who everybody should get to like their music.
Yeah. And you can live in any country.
I mean, you're from another country and people in your country like your music, right?
I think they do.
You think so?
I think they do. I think the chart would suggest they do.
So, as far as hip hop, when you were in Australia, like what was over here that was like banging to you?
What was it? Well, at the time when I was probably about 12 or 13, the thing that was popular like for everyone was Shady Aftermath. That was like the thing that everyone went really psycho about. And I definitely had guys in my class that like had bleach blonde hair and were like really into that. And yeah, that was a thing.
Right.
For sure. And so it was like wearing Dada jerseys and that all.
Really?
That happened.
In Australia?
Yeah, it did. We used to call those people homies. There was always like this weird thing in school where either you liked surfboarding or you liked rap music.
Right.
When I was younger in elementary, and then when I got into high school, it became really more about festival culture and electronic music. DJs got really popular and people didn't like hip hop as much. I still liked rap music.
But you've jumped into electronic music a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
So what do you like at this point? Like what
do I like about electronic music?
What do you like about electronic music that's different from what you like about hip hop? Because you're doing hip hop in electronic music, essentially,
I'm
right?
Doing everything for everyone all the time.
Right. We went over that. You're right.
Yeah. What do I like about electronic music? I don't know. I just like that it is still kind of like very bass driven. It has a lot of similarities kind of in the construction to where I think you can sample it really easy for rap music if you know how.
Right.
And I think that with rap music, we kind of sample the same like soul records or things like this so much. There's only so many things you can go back into an archive and look for. And so I think kind of it's cool to start looking at current things maybe in different styles of music to where we can find different elements. And I think electronic music gets a bit looked over with that, especially when people have a perception that electronic music means like whatever electronic DJ is making a song that I hear on Top 40 radio, and it doesn't mean that. Electronic music can be grimy and it can be those things.
Because that tape that you did with Diplo was kind of grimy. Like it definitely touched in the electronic, which he does on a regular basis. But he also produces hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, he does. I think he's like a good example of somebody that knows how to kind of fuse styles and how to sample electronic music really well.
So, all right, so the new classic is coming out real soon. Tell somebody else or tell folks out there like what it is that they can really look forward to when they pick up the album from the top.
What can you look forward to? Yeah. Oh man, you're making me sell myself. I feel like such a prostitute.
I mean, listen. Folks out there, you want to buy the album? It's on pre-order right now, so they would want to be doing that.
What the hell? Why do I have an album?
Why do you have an album?
Give me
Who's
one
on
of
your
those.
album?
No one.
No one's on your album.
No, I have features. I have Movado on there, actually.
Movado?
Yeah.
Dope. That's what's up.
He's
Young Gully?
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. You got T.I.'s on the album, too, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I've got T.I. Have to, or he'll kill me. I don't want to die today. Who else? I have Rita Ora. Katy Perry wrote a song for me on Rita Ora. She's on there. And I've got Charlie, who I've got Fancy with. And I think that's about it. I didn't do too many features. I like to kind of keep it organic and keep it with people that I already know or I'm friends with. And I don't like to do a song and then think, who's hot right now?
Right.
Who can I put on
Who can I put on this song to make me look good?
That's weird.
Yeah. It's
That's
whack.
weird.
Because you can hold up a song on your own.
Thank you.
So being able to hold up a song on your own, you don't want to just have somebody next to you.
You don't want to have like the Iggy Azalea compilation album of like top 40 hits and me. I think somebody should buy an album because they want to hear you, the artist, whoever it is that they're listening to, not for the features. That's what I believe. And I think it's become a bit feature dependent and I don't like that.
New classic drops when?
drops April 22nd.
All right. And they can
Yeah.
pre-order it now on iTunes and everywhere?
Yeah, you can pre-order it. I think 2 weeks before the album drops, we're going to unlock all the previews. So then you'll be able to preview it. And I can not explain myself too much. You can make up your own mind. But until then, I'm selling you something that you can't see.
I don't think you got to sell anything. I
That's
think they love you.
kind of what it feels like with albums when you don't have a preview, though. Like, I sort of feel like I'm like, do you want what's in my hand? It's $10. It's really good.
But you have a preview because
Have
you
some
have
faith.
songs and videos that are out right now
That's
for people to
true.
see. So it's not like you really got to be like, I guess it's cool.
What's behind the door?
Right.
A mystery. No, it's cool. It is really similar. My album's similar to music that you've already heard. It's got a lot of up-tempo stuff. It's got a lot of like bass-driven stuff that you can dance to and get ready to, and kind of is almost like a little, just dare I say, like mindless, just like
Yeah.
I like music like that. It's good, but it also has stuff that's a bit more introspective to what people usually used to seeing me do, and I hate to feel vulnerable on musical tracks. It's really hard for me, but
Right.
I feel like I did that a lot more on this album, and I feel like that's something that's going to surprise people when they hear it, and I'm excited to be a person. So, yay.
Well, I'm excited for your album to come out. Ladies and gentlemen, Iggy Azalea. Can you let them know real quick, though, where they can get the, website, Instagram, Twitter, all of
my
that?
stuff,
All your
where
stuff.
you can come and talk to me. My Instagram is super easy. It's Iggy Azalea, and no, it's not. My Twitter's Iggy Azalea.
That's
My
true.
Instagram's the new classic.
Right.
And my website's just iggyazalea.com.
All right. Thank you for
Yeah.
being here. You know
Thank
what it
you
is.
for having me.
KMEL #1 for hip hop and R&B in the Bay. Iggy Azalea. Appreciate you for coming, babe.
Appreciate you for having me. Thank you.